2020 is going to be a year of big changes for me. And hopefully you've already started to see some of those changes over the last couple of weeks. Obviously, we had the 12 diets for 2020 video that came out right at the start of the month. You can watch that here. It could be here. I never know. But there's also some more subtle change going on. For example, this is the first video on the channel released entirely in 4K. It's also the last video you'll ever see recorded in this set, because this whole garage/office area is this close to getting gutted and reset up and changed. And if I'm really honest with myself, I think a lot of it is symptoms of the fact that I'm getting ever closer to 40 years old. And because of that pressing need for some change, in addition to doing 12 separate diets in 2020 to try and sort out my body, I'm also going to try and implement 12 new habits in 2020 to sort out my mind. If that's something that you think interests you, please make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. There's going to be monthly videos on this topic throughout the year, and of course pop a like on this video to show some support for me trying to sort out my pickled old head. Now, I never thought I'd be making a burnout video, and this isn't a burnout video as such, but it is probably time to finally be honest with myself and honest with all of you. You've all seen it happen over the last couple of months anyway, as I've slowly but surely sort of disassembled everything I'd worked hard for over the previous 3 years, certainly on this channel. I've almost gone on a rampage of trying to scare people away. And I think a lot of it is because I've spent the last 3 years as a full-on workaholic, with good reason. The harder I work, the more money I earn, the more secure my family is. Remember, we started this when I first went self-employed as a content creator. It wasn't because I was ready to go self-employed as a content creator. It's because our circumstances as a family meant that I couldn't go out and work a 9 to 5 anymore. So I had to be at home, and I had two choices: claim a load of benefits and feel like I'd failed, which, that's not to say anyone who's claiming benefits has failed. I would have felt like I'd failed if I'd have ended up giving up a good job as a teacher to claim benefits, or avoid that and decide and try to make a go of it myself, self-employed as a content creator, really with no experience, no real platform to build from. This channel had about 2,000 subscribers when I first went self-employed, and I have worked very, very hard to get to the point where I have now, 2.5 years later, where any time now we should be hitting 100,000 subscribers and getting the shiny new plaque. That's the real reason I'm redoing the garage. I want room for my 100,000 subscriber plaque. But the other channel as well, my gaming channel, is closing in on 70,000 subscribers. They're both going really, really well, and it's all because of how hard I've worked. And I wouldn't change that for anything. However, it's not possible to carry on working that hard forever. But I don't really know how not to, because I still love what I do. I love the fact that I get up every day and earn my money doing something that I really enjoy. I'm forever learning new things, learning new skills. I'm forever developing and getting better at what I do, and I still find it so much fun. I love what I do, but it's not healthy for that to be all that I do. And what I've found over the last couple of years is that this is pretty much all I do. I get up in the morning thinking about making videos. I spend the day making videos. I'll spend the evening editing videos or streaming and scheduling videos. And then I'll go to bed thinking about the videos I'm going to make next day. And especially when I was daily vlogging, that was 7 days a week, even when we were on holiday, even on Christmas Day 2018. And I look back on this and I'm kind of ashamed of myself. Christmas Day 2018, we got up as normal, opened all of our presents, and then I stopped to edit that vlog together so I could release the present opening vlog on Christmas Day when I knew it would get the most views, and then we carried on with the rest of our Christmas Day. And then that evening I edited that one together to be a video for the next day too. Every moment when we were at Disney, we would go to the park, go to the Disney parks during the day, come back in the afternoon, yes, so Andy could have a break, but also so I could edit the morning's footage, and then we'd go out again in the evening. Then when we got back, when everyone else went to bed, I'd be editing the rest of that vlog together. And I was forever thinking about getting the right shot, filming the right scene, the making a coherent video off the back of it. And all the while, I've also spent the previous couple of weeks stacking up Football Manager videos so they could still come out every day while we were away on holiday. So I'm checking the comments to them, replying to the comments to them. It became obsessive, and it needs to change because nobody can work 18 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year on the same thing, no matter how much they love it. And I did hit the wall back in October, November time, probably even earlier than that, maybe as early as, I think when I really first started to feel it was when we got back from Centre Parks, because we'd had a really, really awesome summer. We'd done so much stuff that we'd never had the opportunity to do before, and it is all thanks to everyone who supported the channels, put us in a position where we could do things like go to Disney, go to Bournemouth, go to Bruges, go to Centre Parks. We had a fantastic summer. I even put out the thank you video just to show what we'd achieved and what we'd been able to do because of the support that you'd given us. And I was genuinely grateful, but then I got off the back of that video and I just felt a little bit empty because I didn't know what was next, because we didn't have the next big thing planned. We'd had almost probably at that point a 9-month run of always having a big thing to focus on and look forward to and be planning for, and it was all with a purpose, and we kind of got there and there wasn't a big thing coming, and it became harder and harder to pick up the camera and make a vlog and feel like the vlogs were as good as the ones that I was making when we were out doing fun things. And I didn't want to do it anymore for a little while. That's why we dropped down to weekly vlogs. That's why Vlogmas was such a mess and such a disaster, because I just wasn't feeling it. And it was really strange and hard because I'd never experienced that before, because I knew I still enjoyed the process of making videos and creating, but I'd done it so much that I just needed to have a little bit of a break. And we were very careful about how we planned the Christmas break, and I did get a good break. We didn't make videos for about a week on either channel. No Football Manager videos, no vlogs. We'd planned the release schedules for each channel so that I did get some time off. And that's what's then led into this developing new habits for the new year thing, because I'm making sure that I do get time. And it's all about a search for work-life balance, which is easier said than done when you work from home like I do. The other thing feeding into all this as well is, of course, when I first went self-employed, the goal was get through 3 years. We knew that Anna was going to be starting uni as part of us as a family having a little bit more time because I wasn't going out to work every day. So my big goal was, whatever I do, don't mess up, let Anna finish her degree. And I'm sat here now mid-January knowing that Anna finishes her degree at the end of April, knowing that it's fine. We will be fine through to April. So that goal is achieved. She has managed to get her degree, or will get her degree, and I've managed to support her through it by doing this. So I've done what we set out to do. I originally gave up work to get Andy back to school, and that happened straight away. The next goal was get Anna through her degree, and that's now done. And I'm kind of goalless now. What's the next thing? And I think the next thing is positioning this whole business so it's a sustainable thing that I can go on and do for the rest of my life, which isn't anything I've ever really thought about before. Everything up until this point has been, I just need to do this for another year or another 2 years or however long, and then I'll go and get a real job again. But I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I love this, but if I'm going to do it for the rest of my life, and if this is going to be my thing, then I can't have 2-3 month periods where I'm burnt out and don't want to do it anymore because I've pushed myself too hard. So I've got to find that balance, and that's where 12 Habits for 2020 comes in. And I've already started on it. Any of you who follow me on social media or even use the comment section on this channel regularly will know that throughout January, the habit that I'm following is that I'm not using social media. So I'm not using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, not using them at all. I'm also not reading the comments on videos and replying to the comments on any of our videos. I've separated myself from that interaction for a month just to give myself a break from it, because I think I say it in the video you won't have seen yet because this video is probably not out until mid-February, but when I deleted the Twitter app from my phone on New Year's Eve, I realised that the next day was going to be the first time in over 10 years I hadn't sent a tweet, hadn't used Twitter, hadn't had that interaction, and it was it was quite a liberating feeling. And I'm a couple of weeks in, and I don't want to give too many spoilers for the no social media video, but a couple of weeks in, and I'm not missing it at all, really. It's quite nice. I've got so much more time because I'm not spending all my time on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and in YouTube comments. And I realise for my business, I need to get back into doing that. But I think when we get into February and I do go back to social media, it's going to be in a much more conscious and deliberate way. I'm not just going to have it sat there on my phone and pull it out whenever and then get distracted by it for an hour. I think I'm going to have it structured better into my day. So that straight away, a couple of weeks in, I know that doing that exercise has been a really valuable thing for trying to search for that work-life balance. And I've got a list of all of the other habits that are on my list so far. Just like with the diets video, I don't yet have 12, so please use the comment section below. And in February, I will get to look at it and just get suggestions for other habits you think I should try and implement for a month this year. So I'm going to be doing month-long experiments with each of these habits to see if it's something that works for me and if it's something I want to bring into my life permanently, or if it's something that maybe doesn't work for me. So the ones that I've got planned to do so far, obviously no social media, which I'm already doing, but also waking up every day at 5 a.m, which may sound completely counterproductive to what I was talking about before, but it is something I've done before when I wrote my book, The Lazy Student's Revision Guide, which is over there somewhere. When I wrote that book, I did that by getting up every day at 5 a.m for about 6 weeks. So I know it's a very productive time of day for me, but it's also obviously something you have to plan for and balance in. So it's going to be an interesting experiment if by getting up early it can lead to more balance later in the day, maybe. We shall see. But also journaling. Obviously I have my bullet journal. I made the bullet journal video a couple of weeks ago now, which you can again watch up in the corner there and it's down in the description below with all the other links. So I'm not talking bullet journaling here, I'm talking proper spilling my thoughts and feelings out onto the page journaling. Maybe try that for a month. Meditating is something I tried once or twice for a couple of days and never really got any further with. Probably need to give meditating a proper go. That's a good way to get some mind balance, I think. Walking 10,000 steps a day, not necessarily for fitness reasons, because I think the fitness stuff is going to be taken care of by the 12 diets for 2020 and by going to the gym regularly like I have been this month. But I think just the act of getting out and walking it actively forces me out of work, which I think is probably quite important. Brain separation for what I'm doing every day. Brain separation, is that a thing? It should be. I'm searching for brain separation. I'm also looking at tracking my time, like every hour of the day for a month to see what I'm actually getting up to. Something called The Miracle Morning, which is it's a book I read years ago. I'll link to the book down in the description, but it's effectively an hour-long mindfulness and health and wellness thing that you go through at the start of every day that sort of incorporates most of the other stuff all in one. So you get up, you do a little bit of exercise, you do a little bit of meditation, you do a little bit of reading, there's other stuff in there as well. But actually, once I've tried everything separately, then maybe try it all together and see if I can do a miracle morning for a month, and then reading every day as well. I read most days anyway, and I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but just allowing a set amount of time every day to sit and read. I think that could be something that could, look at all these books. I love comic books. It doesn't matter what I read, as long as I'm just reading something, because while I'm reading, I'm not working. And it's a lot of it is just distraction to try and get me out of working and find other things to add into my life. People have suggested getting a hobby, but the last couple of hobbies I've got turned into jobs. I played Football Manager as a hobby. I started vlogging as a hobby. I started writing as a hobby. I'm not to be trusted with hobbies because I'll get obsessive with them and turn them into jobs. I need distractions, not hobbies. So if you've got suggestions, leave them down in the comments for habits / hobbies / distractions that I can try for a month. Make a video on it, show you how I get on, and if it goes really well, find a way to then integrate them into my daily life. So the plan is at the end of 2020, I'm fitter and healthier, both with my body and my mind, and ready to just attack the future. I'll be a couple of years away from my 40th birthday, and hopefully through this whole exercise over the course of this year, I'll be in a position this time next year to plan how I'm going to do this. And by this, I mean creative stuff, not necessarily YouTube, not necessarily writing, but how I can do something creative for the rest of my life. Because the one thing I'm sure of after nearly 3 years of doing this as my job is I don't want to go back to being in a set place at a set time doing what I'm told. I think it's called a job. I don't want one of them again. I like what I do now, so I need to find a way to make that sustainable for the rest of my life, and that's what 2020 is all about. So if you want to join me on the journey, I'll announce at the start of each month what habit I'm going to be doing. So this month is no social media, next month is 5 a.m. get-ups. Feel free to join in with me and let me know down in the comments how you're getting on, and keep an eye out for the no social media video. It'll probably be about a month. It'll probably be mid-February time. There we go. I finally made a burnout video. Am I officially a YouTuber now? I think that probably counts.